achievements, extremely proud of what all she's achieved in such less time. She ups the bar for all Indians to constantly dream of excelling in whatever we chose to do. Therefore, who else than her could be the audience's choice today to learn about the art of winning? Yes, she will be answering all our questions. She will be telling us about real life incidents about her life. That there are times when she also must have felt about giving up. There must have been times when she also must have been dejected. The time that she lost on to the gold medal and had to settle for the silver. But what kept her going? And right now, she is the reigning queen of badminton with being the world champion. So, all of this and much, much, much more today. So, my dear kids, just stay tuned and I will tell you something super amazing about her. Her name is Pusarala Venkata Sindhu. Yes, I'm sure so many of you did not really know the full form of her name. But yes, just in 2009, she made her international debut and she rose to the world ranking of number 2, career high ranking in April 2017. In such less time, such meteoric rise could obviously mean a lot of sustained, continuous hard work. Yes, so are you all willing to learn how do you work so hard that you end up being so whatever you choose to do? So all of this and so much more directly from her in the next few minutes. Did you also know that she comes from a family of illustrious sportsmen and women? Yes, both her parents are very, very famous volleyball players. Her father is also an Arjuna Award. And if I talk about her own awards, her career ranking, her own awards, you will all be so surprised. She won the silver in Rio de Janeiro Olympics, the only Indian woman to do so. Next few minutes, we will have her with us. So just stay tuned with us for the next few minutes. Keep writing down your questions, thinking about what cool things are you going to be asking her. What are the secret of winning that PV Sindhu follows that she's going to be sharing with all of us? And how exactly can we learn all of this and much more from her? Yes. Oh, oh my God, there she is. So, good evening. It's an absolute pleasure and an honor to have you here with us, PV Sindhu, ma'am. We were just waiting for this moment to happen. So, with your permission, let's get started and let's set the ball rolling. So, my dear children, like I was saying, in the next few minutes, we will have the Olympian, the pride of India, PV Sindhu with us. I'm sure you're as excited as I am. A brief round of introduction before we get going with this super amazing episode. My name is Dr. Vani. I'm one of the oldest master teachers at one of the largest edtech platforms of our country, that is Vedantu. And as you all know, my dear children, Vedantu is a pioneer in live online learning. As the leaders of live online education, we leave no stone unturned in making learning engaging, interactive, and accessible to all. हमने अपनी कहानी शुरू की थी 2014 में और वेव टेक्नोलॉजी को पेटेंट किया जिसे आप सब यहां पर देख रहे हैं. That is why we are able to facilitate seamless two-way interactive learning between a student and a teacher. Sports, as they say, is a great teacher of life. It teaches you winning and losing, how to deal with good times, how to cope with the bad ones. Sports brings out the best in all of us. It shapes us, molds us to become the better person. Our today's guest is a very, very special sportswoman. It's my absolute honor and pride to have with us the shining star of India, world number 2 Olympic silver medalist, Commonwealth gold medalist, most recently crowned the world champion after winning the finals and becoming the first Indian to win gold at the Badminton World Championship, the young, fearless, dynamic PV Sindhu. उन्होंने अनहोनी को एब्सोल्यूट होनी काफी बार किया है. वो स्मार्ट है. हाँ, हम बात कर रहे हैं अबाउट द वन एंड ओनली पीवी सिंधु, recipient of Rajiv Gandhi Khel Ratna, Padma Shri, and very, very recently even the Padma Bhushan. उनके अचीवमेंट्स अगर मैं सुनाने लगूंगी, दे आर एब्सोल्युटली एंडलेस. वो बहुत यंग एज से ही जीतती आ रही हैं. Our master talk today will take us having a closer look at winning. It's something we are all focused on, to win, to outdo the others and achieve the highest possible marks for ourselves or get the best college. But dreaming and achieving, my dear children, are two different things. We all talk about how to bring these two together and make things happen. To win and form a habit of winning, to become a winner in our daily lives, is something that we will learn right from her in today's super amazing Master Talk. And none other than our guest today to tell us about the winning factor we all seek in our daily lives. Presenting the one and only, a big round of applause, PV Sindhu. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you so much. Firstly, a very good evening to everyone. And it's a great pleasure talking to you all. And really, I'm excited, looking forward for it. And I'm sure Vedantu is doing really well. I really appreciate it. And yes, and thank you so much for the introduction.
Thank you. The pleasure is really all mine. PV, you're an Olympic silver medalist, a Commonwealth gold winner, most recently a world champion. Yes, I'm going to say that loud and clear again for everybody to hear. It gives me immense pleasure as a fellow Indian to say the world champion. And you're all of 25 years of age. How do you do it?
So, firstly, when you tell me that I'm a world champion, well, it's already been 1 year, and it's like it's too quick. I feel, and I still get goosebumps. When people talk about the world championships and the flag flying high there on the podium, me standing there, it's definitely a proud moment. And I must say, this all comes with hard work, and I'm sure, as you know, as everyone know out there, hard work is the key for success. I think. Everything is included, and it's not so easy, but definitely we have to believe in ourselves, and I'm sure everything is possible, and that's why I'm here today.
Yes, it's like it's feeling surreal for me to talk to you. A lot of hard work, but people, there's a lot that happens behind the scenes as well that we don't know. It's could you tell us about that side as well? How hard have you been working?
Yes, it's not so easy, but at the same time, it's not impossible. Everything is possible, because the most important thing is we need to believe in our.
Could feel it, I could see how you would have felt at that time. Now that's a thought to remember, my dear children. Imagine an Olympic medalist, a woman who's achieved so much. She is phenomenally phenomenal, and somebody who talks about practice, somebody like her who talks about practice, consistency, who talks about taking the failures in stride with the successes. So much to learn. I hope you've noted it down, my dear children. Discipline, and discipline alone gives way to excellence. If we have to talk about an example of Vedantu, you all know we produced exceptional results at Vedantu last year, all under the guidance of one of our founders, Anand sir. And how disciplined has he been with children, how consistent, and how we've regularly made the students practice to have some amazing results. PV, coming back to one more question. How do you continue to achieve great things? Is it, you talked about consistency. It's the routine that leads me back to consistency in your performance, or things just keep better with time, that it becomes a part of your muscle memory, that you excel, or even at this stage, do you have to work hard? If you think like a winner and play like one too, like what is it? What is it that you do? So do you think like winning becomes practice now for you? It's regular. You've been doing it so many times.
Well, firstly, I would congratulate Vedantu students, because I'm sure practice makes a man perfect, and I'm sure the students out there have been practicing really hard and have been achieving a lot. And I would also say hats off to you all teachers for helping your students in doing such a great job. So I think as you all know, practice is very, very important. It's not just that winning doesn't come it just doesn't come inborn. It's not that okay, you will be born with a winning streak where you win all the time. Well, it is not possible. But yes, you need to keep practicing unless and until you are perfect. And for me, even now, even though I've achieved a lot in my life, I just feel that it's still the starting for me, and there's more way to go on, and I am practicing to make my strokes perfect. It's not that, I win an Olympic silver medal or I be a world champion. That doesn't mean everything is done with it. But it is definitely a lot more, where I have to make my strokes even more perfect, so that next time I achieve a lot more and win many more matches. And at the same time, yes, practice is very, very important. And as you said, dedication, focus, and determination for a player, for an athlete, for a student, like in anyone, not only in sport, but also in studies, is very, very important. And then we need to understand that it's not just the hard work, or it's not that you just blindly go with the flow. You need to understand and you have to work out smartly, which is very, very important. And that, and including the hard work and being smart enough, I'm sure definitely you will go higher and achieve a lot more. So I would say yes, practice is very important, but at the same time, you need to have that dedication and determination in yourself. I know, I understand that sometimes you really get tired. Sometimes you don't want to go for practice. You don't want to study, but this is all is fine. But you have these small goals in your life that if you take something, or if you want to achieve something, or if you want to get good marks in some of the subjects, then your dedication, your passion, and your determination is all just, you just say it, but actually you focus, and I'm sure you can do it and you can achieve whatever you want.
Awesome. I'm so glad with the way you framed it for the kids, and it's so easy for them to be able to understand each and everything that you're saying. It's really inspiring, and you've given us so much to. I, in fact, wanted to open my copy and make down small notes, small things that you've given us. I'm also sure to be, to be able to tell you this in front of everybody. I'm sure a lot of it also comes from your parents. There were many times that I did read a lot about you, and I was highly inspired about how your parents in those days and ages were such amazing athletes. Apart from that, we now know what goes into your brilliance. There's been a lot of support from your parents' side, a lot of dedication, hard work, consistent efforts, practice that has made you the brilliant star that you are. But I feel there's someone who always need to show you the right path, to guide you, to polish your talents so that you can shine in for the entire world, and not only for your family, for your region, but for our country and for the subcontinent as a whole. There is something that I have learned from my teaching career and interacting with students, that we need to hone their skills, we need to polish them. So, was there somebody like this in your life, your coach, your mentor, your guiding light, who knew what PV could possibly do?
Yes, I would give that credit to my parents, because they themselves were sports persons. My mom and dad were volleyball players, and so yeah, I'm into a different sport, badminton, totally a different sport. But talking about a mentor, a teacher, I'm sure that as a teacher, how much it takes to uh, teach their children what it is, and they need to understand their children. Not only, I'm sure that there will be a lot of children. Each individual has a different mental aspect, and a teacher needs to understand what it is. So for me, I'm very thankful to my parents, to my dad, to my mom, because they understand me really well, because they are so much experienced in their life, because they have faced that level and they've come up in their life. And yes, they guided me throughout and still going on, and they encourage me and they support me in whichever way I want to. And it's not just that as a teacher, as a parent, it's just that they don't just tell you that just go and play and let's see what happens. But at the same time, they need to polish you, as you said, and they need to guide you in the right way. Sometimes it's just that parents or teachers just allow their children to just say that you just go there and play. But you need to understand what the child needs, because every child, every kid is different in their own way, and every child has their own talent. So the teacher needs to identify that and accordingly go with the flow. So that is what I meant. And for me, I think my parents actually recognized and supported me in whichever way I want to, because a lot of people asked me, why not volleyball? Why badminton? Because that is what I like. You need to understand what the child needs, what in which way the child will enjoy. Because you need to enjoy in whatever you do. That is very important. Not just that someone has told you something and you just do it for them.
True,
It's not going to work that way. You
true.
need to enjoy in whatever you do. And I think as teachers, yes, my coach, my mentor has really helped me a lot, because on court, whenever I go and play matches, he need to understand how I feel on that point, at that particular point. And sometimes it might be just my mental is not strong enough, my physical is not strong enough. But as a coach, he needs to tell me, okay, what is going wrong, in which way it is going wrong. If on court, if it's my coach, I would say off court. And on court, I think my parents really really supported me, because whenever I go home, my dad tells me, okay, this is what you're doing, this mistake you're doing, this needs to be changed, so that
Yeah.
I rectify my mistakes and come back much more stronger. So a kid, a child, an individual needs to know what needs to be done, and behind that person there needs to be some other um, parent or teacher or anyone who guides them in a right way.
Oh, nice. Yes, yes, yes. So I was just wanting, your parents are always must be watching television when you're playing, if they're not traveling with you and then they come back. How nice, how nice, how nice. So actually, behind every great student, we do have a great master who knows the pulse of the child. And as you said
True.
very correctly, they could have probably, because they came from an experience from volleyball side, both of them being national level volleyball players, your father being an Arjuna awardee as well. So they could have very easily told you, you do this, but then they realized your interest and your love towards a particular thing. If I may also ask you, how has your relationship been with your coach? Because you are the winning, the winning combination we all look up to, and we've been watching all your matches. How's the rapport with him? Does he understand you? Any light that you would want to shed specifically on that particular relationship there?
Yeah, a coach and student relationship is very, very important, whether if it's on court or off court, because as a coach, he might have a lot of players, but different comparatively, and he needs to understand the mindset of each player on court, because we don't know, sometimes we might really not play well, and that is when he need to pump up, saying that no matter what, you can do it. And that's how he needs to encourage us, because sometimes it might be our day, it might not be our day, but as a coach he have to all the time keep supporting us no matter what. And we need to understand that he needs to accept that losing also is part of life, because as a player we might feel bad, but as a coach, even though he feels bad, he need to be strong enough to tell the player, tell me that it's okay, there's always a next time and you can do it. And as a coach, he needs to believe in me, and as a player I need to believe in my coach. So that is how the relationship between a coach and a player is. So yes,
Oh,
it is very important. Yeah.
oh, beautiful. I really liked what you especially said that, he cannot break down. I'm sure the player feels more bad, but he cannot be saying that, no, no, you didn't play well. He needs to tell you that there is another time all the time. I
he
also read
needs to he needs to hide his feelings, obviously, yes. Yeah, it is a very big task for him, but yeah, that is how a coach needs
some.
to encourage their player.
I know it's so nicely put up, and maybe more so for us in the exams also. You see, we have students, we train them for 2 years, 3 years for the top level competitive exams of the country. Sometimes they do perform, and all our expectations are on their shoulders. We worked hard with them. So yes. Also, when I was reading up on you, and I was so mesmerized, I also read the institute where you went to train was roughly 56 kilometers apart. I especially went through an interview of your coach where he mentioned that you've nearly never been late. So that speaks volumes about your dedication. Was he strict? Was he very strict with you, or you'd like to tell us more on that?
Well, on court, yes, he is strict, because he has to be strict as a coach. When you're giving your 100% as a coach, he needs to be strict. Yes, it is needed, but at the same time, off court, he's very friendly. And I must say, I have trained with a lot of coaches since I was 8 years, and every coach, and I've learned from them a lot more. Step by step, year by year, I've been improving a lot. So every coach has a different mindset. Every coach tells me different things, and I really follow them. And it is an advantage to me in one way because I get a lot of intakes, where I can actually take and apply them when I'm playing a game or a match. So each coach is completely different. But right now, Gopi sir on court, yes, he's strict, but off court is very friendly. And yeah, Mr. Park, I'm training with him, and he's also the same because I think it is very much needed for a coach, because if you want to achieve something, if you have goals, and if you set up a goal, if you want to achieve that, he needs to train me even more harder, mental wise and also physical wise. Even though if he scolds me, I have to be strong enough that to say him that okay, fine, I will do it and I will prove myself and do it. So that is how it should be. Yeah.
I can't even imagine PV Sindhu getting scolded. By... yeah. We move to another part, PV. It's called AMA, so that stands for Ask Me Anything. We have hundreds and thousands, if not millions, of your fans and students waiting. So we've handpicked two of them because we had so many questions. I will be putting across the questions for you. The first question is coming from a girl called Nisha, who writes to us from Gwalior. She says, ma'am, is sports and studies equally important? How much is one dependent on the other? How did you manage your sports and studies?
So yeah, according to me, yes, sports and education, sports and studies are very important because well, I completed my MBA, so yeah, I will come that way. Yeah, I think it is very important because at some point of time, sports may not be forever, but education would be there after sport. Maybe sports career, sports life, career life might be really small. After some stage, like if you're really old enough, you just can't keep playing sport all the time, which is the truth. You just can't hide anything from that. So you need to understand. But I would say yes, education is very, very important. And I would not say that only studies are important, not sports. But yes, sports and studies. I can put it this way, where when I used to study and play sport, it was like I used to go to school. I used to go for practice in the morning, come back, and then go to school, and then come back and go evening to my practice sessions. So that is how it was. So it's like it's not really tough, but in fact it keeps your mind even more free, because studying, you might feel a bit tired, like you might feel really dizzy, or sometimes you might think that okay, it's enough now. But when you actually play some sport and come back, that's like a refreshment where you can come back and actually focus on what you're studying is what I felt, because I personally felt that after playing sport and coming back, because you might be, when you're studying, you might be thinking I want to go out and play with my friends, but at 1 hour you just free yourself and go and play and come back and study. I think then you would focus even more. So I would say both are very important. Yes.
How nicely answered. And you even gave them a way to do it. So yeah, and then you see, because when you're studying and you're not allowed to go out, then half the time you're just thinking, let me.
Yes, yes.
Yes. Okay, so we have one more question here. That's Vishal from Ahmednagar. How do you better your own benchmarks? And he puts every day. So he says, how do you do that? How are you constantly doing so well?
Okay, so well, every time you, for example, coming to studies, okay, I'll talk about sports next time, after some time. But firstly, when you have an exam and you write your exam and do really well, and you score 40 or 45 out of 50, the next time you will always think, or someone else scored a lot more, 46 or 47. The next time you think, okay, no matter what, I need to really work hard and get 46%, 47 out of 50. That's how you set. And it's the same in sports, where I play a match, or talking about the world championships, or talk about any other different tournaments, when I play and lose in the first round or second round, I always think that, okay, it's okay. No matter what, I need to, come back stronger. And, losing in the first round or second round doesn't matter. But very important thing is you will learn a lot more from your mistakes is what I felt. So that is how you set benchmarks. Like, I lost in the semifinals in the World Championship. So next time I tried hard, but still I lost the semifinals. But the next time I played in the World Championships, again I thought, no matter what, I need to get this. I need to get this. But yeah, again I lost in the finals. So that is how it is. And I remember in 2018 I continuously lost 7 tournaments in the finals, and that made me think, and that gave me a thought that okay, what's next? I need to win, and I need to give an answer with my racket. And that is when I went back. I worked really, really hard, and I won the HSBC World Tour finals in December. And I answered them with my racket, saying that I have proved myself. And so that is how you set your own benchmarks. I would not say set long term, where this time you got gold and after 4 years you will get again, I want that gold. But it needs to be short term goals where he asked me where it's a daily process. So when even you practice, when you for example today you've practiced for you've played 10 sets. The next day, as a coach, as a player, he'll ask you, can you do it? Can you do it? And you need to get it from your inner self that, I can do one more, because I've done 10 last time and I will try to do 11 this time. So that is how the mindset should be.
Beautiful. How amazing. I've done 10 last time. Let's do one more. And it's so self-imposed more than it should come from within. I really, really like that. And how important it is to make that comeback. You lost, let's say, 6 times, 7 times. But even then, that fire within told you, let me give it one more time. And then you said you proved it. Amazing. Coming from these things, I am able to draw a lot of parallels when it comes to students' life. They also have to do with a lot of, they deal with a lot of setbacks, failures. Most of our students appear for premier institutes of our country, like the IITs or the All India Institute of Medical Sciences. It's not easy. There are times that they have to give the attempt one more time to be able to do it. So they need to deal with a lot of failures. You are such a role model. You've inspired generations of badminton players, generations of women, especially young girls in our country. They only see the best of you. You also mentioned about the other side of you losing, but that losing was also a silver, and that also at world level, which was not that bad. But I'm sure there are other times when you feel disheartened, when you must have felt, I cannot do this anymore, let me just give up. Your trials, your tribulations, the losses, the bad heartbreaks, if there were some of them, can you discuss about them and how did you deal with them?
Sure. Firstly, I would say failure is nothing wrong. And it's not that people don't fail in whatever they do. I would say, see, winning and losing is part of life. So I would say that you need to take it in a very positive way, and you have to go back and you have to train even more harder and rectify from your mistakes and come back much more stronger. Because there were days where sometimes we might be brilliant, sometimes it might just not be our day. Like for example, in the Olympics where I played really well, and it's just that one can win and one should lose, and we need to understand that. We need to know the fact that you just can give your best. Rest is up to that day who plays well and give their best as a winner. So it's not that if you lose, okay, we've lost everything in life. It's not like that. But when you lose, I'm sure that people will feel bad. People might feel sad. It's the same with me, and I have lost a lot of matches where, especially in 2017, which was one of the longest match with Okuhara in the World Championships finals. And that day, I really, really felt bad, where I thought it shouldn't have happened, because it was anybody's game. And I was like, I've played so well, and how can I lose this match? But at the end of the day, only one can win. And I need to congratulate her, for that win. And you just can't change anything about it. So, I went back, I thought about it, and I'm like, my life isn't over with this, right? And there's always a next time. I can try harder. I will try harder. That I'm not losing anything. trying one more time, it's fine. I've not lost anything in my life. So why not I give it a chance? And that is how I've trained, and that is how I've learned from my mistakes and came back much more stronger. And the most important thing is, I'm sure, when people fail, when people keep losing, when people might have ups and downs in their life, a lot of people might go into depression. A lot of people might go into a negative thinking where, they might think, okay, it's not working out, I can't do it. I think that negativity shouldn't be there. That needs to be removed from your mind. You always have to think that, it's okay, it is fine. Life is about ups and downs. You just can't be in a highway where, you just keep winning, you just keep, all the time being top in your class or whatever it is. So you need to understand the fact, and you just have to, just think it's okay, and I will do it. And it can be any time. It's not just you will get success immediately, but but the hard work shouldn't just go, just wasted. You have to keep working hard no matter what, and stay positive all the time. I mean, that is what I've learned in my sport, because in my career, I've lost a lot of matches, I won a lot of matches, but every time we lose we feel bad, but every time we win, we don't think about that. We think and we celebrate and we just let it go. But when we lose, we only think about the losing, where why am I losing, why am I losing? Why can't we think about that one win where we won?
True, true,
So,
true.
you just have to be neutral, and you have to understand the fact that you will lose at some point of time, and you will win at some point of time. That is how it's going to be there. But working hard, nothing is going to go from yourself. Yeah.
How nice, and how relatable, PV. You know what happens? These students, they're doing really well in their ninth and 10th standard. Obviously, when they come to 11th and 12th and start preparing for these big exams,
Yes.
it's nice and different suddenly. It's so much difficult. Then they forget all the good that they've been doing. And that's you've got such amazing relatable examples. Okay. Now, another small personal thing, if I have the liberty to ask you,
Sure,
what
sure.
did you, what did you do right after losing that Olympic final? You must have been devastated, like you were saying. Are there times you want to bang your racket? Are there times that you want to go and what do you want? Do you want to look at the competitor who's getting the gold? What is it?
So yeah, I mean, when I was playing at the finals and I lost the finals, well, I was really sad. Obviously, when you go to a tournament, and in the final when you lose, it's you just feel that you've missed something, even though if it's silver. So I felt the same way. But then I just thought that I have achieved which I've never expected in my life. And when I went into a tournament, I just thought I need to do well. I need to give my best. And I've done really well, and I've not expected a medal, frankly speaking, because that was my first Olympics, and I didn't know how is it going to be there, how is the crowd, going to support me. But yeah, it was fantastic, fabulous. But at the same time, there was a small thing where I could have got that gold. But at some point of time, I congratulated my opponent, because she's done really well. And after that, I just thought, like, it's not that I lost gold, but it's that I got silver, which I've never expected in my life, and I need to be happy about it. And I just went on to the podium, because it is Olympics is a very big thing which comes once in 4 years, and of course I just can't go onto the podium with a sad face. So I just pumped up myself, and standing on the podium completely changed my mindset, where I felt really proud that I got a medal for my country, and I'm sure that this is going to change in couple of years. So that is what my feeling was, and that is what I was thinking in my mind. So even though I've lost, I've never taken a step back, but I thought that it's okay. I'm not gonna step back. I'm gonna fight hard and figure it out, and I'm gonna prove it.
How amazing, how amazing, how it's just the flip side. Instead of looking at losing the gold, you chose to look at winning the silver for India. And I think that's all, that mentality, that attitude, that little change of frame makes all the difference. That's so well said. In fact, there will be a lot of people who will be watching this, who will be trying to achieve some ambition of theirs and being constantly tested by life. Do you have anything to say to them, that when they face a situation like this, where they've worked so hard and then they just lose something by this much? uh, what would be
Yeah,
your
to the people out there, to the students out there, I would just want to say one thing. I'm sure that you all are doing really, really well. So don't get sad if you're getting less marks or if you're not getting good marks. And it's not that I'm not saying that you have to not work hard, but when you get that and when you feel bad, I want you to understand, and the pain is gonna be there. I'm not gonna say that the pain will immediately vanish. The pain is gonna be there, but you need to understand and figure it out and work out smartly so that you come out from that way and you figure out your things, and next time you prepare for an exam, you I'm sure that you will really work hard and you will do really well. At the same time, I want you to understand that never lose hope, always believe in yourself and stay positive no matter what. And as I said earlier, yes, failures are part of life, winning and losing is part of life, but it's never done with it. I'm sure that at some point of time, even though you keep falling down one time, two times, 10 times, 11 times, but the 12th time, I'm sure that you will get that success and you will come up there. So this is what I want to tell you all, that stay positive, and I'm sure that everybody is going to do really well in their life.
Amazing. That last line, especially, even if you fall down the 12th time, get up, stay happy and positive. To be very honest with you, there is so much that I learned, and there is so much that I imbibed from you today. Truly, a winner's attitude, and as they say, the art of winning, you need to learn and hone your skills and come out as a true winner. Thank you so much. It was a matter of extreme pride, great privilege, and on behalf of Vedantu, let me thank you once again for giving your very precious and important time to us. I'm sure the kids had so much to learn. Talking to you, I know for sure how hard you've been working all through your life, and you've been bringing extreme laurels to our country. As we say in Vedantu, समझ आएगा तो मजा आएगा, and we really understood. बहुत मजा आया, because I could feel whatever you were talking about, and it was so relatable and nice. So I think I will see you on the other side of the fence very soon with the next lecture, where you will be there felicitating all
Yes.
of us.
Well,
So
yeah, I mean, it was a great session. I'm sure that all of them really enjoyed it. And one small thing I wanted to tell everyone, that don't take it as a burden. Just enjoy in what you do. And I'm sure that if you understand, you will definitely have fun. I'm sure that you all had fun, and I really felt happy talking to all the teachers. I mean, to you and also to all the students out there. And I'm sure that you really enjoyed that. I've shared my experiences, so I'm sure that you will also work hard and do really well. I wish you all the very best.
thank you so much. The pleasure is really all ours. I will see you really soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.